Think I got the chance, and I ain't gonna waste it. Honey dripping romance, and the hours are fading. This world keeps coming round and round, so there ain't no use feeling down. Feeling down. We're much better together, I know. This is our time. This is our time.
Wait for it.
Time for a little recovery action. So what we're gonna be doing, contrast baths or contrast therapy. We have this new piece of equipment here at the HQ. This is a cold plunge. Right now this cold plunge is set at 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This is an upgrade from my homemade ice bath that I had a few years ago, which kind of just broke and fell apart. So we bought this a few weeks ago. It just arrived to the HQ a few days ago actually. We got it set up. The whole team's been using it and loving it. So we have the cold plunge here. We have the sauna right there. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna start in the sauna. I'll be in there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll come into the cold plunge for 3 to 4 minutes, and then back into the sauna, then back to the cold plunge, contrast, heat, cold therapy for a few rounds to improve and increase recovery in my lower body primarily. But this thing right here is awesome. So let's hop in the sauna. Oh yeah, smells like sweaty boys in here. The goal is to get as close to these heaters as possible. Really soak in that heat. Steph and I have one of these at our house. This is a sunlightened sauna, and I loved it so much that I wanted to put one at the BPN HQ. This thing, along with the cold plunge, gets used so much by everyone. That feels good. My one that I had at home, that was made out of a deep chest freezer, I would get that thing down to like 34 degrees, where I'd come out and it'd be sheets of ice sitting on top of it. This one's roughly sitting at 40, 42 right now. Feels good. Oh. Did you get that?
Yeah. What's the biggest thing going through your mind as soon as you enter the coldness?
Well, I initially want to grab onto something that might be between my legs.
I'm kidding.
That's the initial thing that goes through my mind. But once you're in, it's fine. You feel good. These things right here, sauna to ice bath, the transition, feels great. But what we're gonna do next is we wanna show you some clips of the BPN team rappelling in Austin with some local law enforcement that we filmed right before leaving for Leadville, Colorado. So let's go show you that, and then we'll get on with the rest of the video.
Warming up.
Warming up,
Talks all the
okay.
time.
On a hit.
If I don't come back, you can have all my shoes.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm nervous.
Anybody can do lead, though. Okay, so who's...
Most of the 2 spots that we have picked out, there's a lot of walking down the hill, and then one of them is it's a free hang.
Oh, we'll have it running throughout here so you can pull down.
Yeah, there you go. So it'll be good, right? Any questions, concerns other than from Preston?
Dude, I got you.
Easiest thing to do is grab it by the yanks, come right real quick, pull the straps, you can find the leg holes,
But the thing that makes
shoot
it
like
awesome is
a figure eight inside.
like he's holding, you've got the leg loops, the 2 smaller ones.
I tried.
Like, hey, you good? You need any help? The last one in the tower, or the last one up.
Like this, you have these two screws down.
Lay down, man. I got a set. Like everybody's like, hey, man. All right, we're all here. Oh yeah. So welcome. We're here at what they call Whiteface Cliff. A lot of climbing goes on here at the Greenbelt. But for today's purposes, we're going to be rappelling. So I'll turn it over here to our climbing master, John Connor. Anybody seen the Terminator? This is the action.
That's not me.
It's going to be safe. Safety is paramount. Even though some of you guys or most of you guys haven't rappelled before, if you see something unsafe you're not clear about, please call it out and we will address it if need be. With that being said, our safety briefing, we have 2 of our medics.
We've got medical equipment here. If you have a medical event, whether that's an orthopedic injury because you twisted an ankle or you got stung by a bee and you're anaphylactically allergic to bees, well, by the way, tell me that before you. If we know that before, that's helpful. So if anybody has any, pre-existing medical conditions.
This has got like 3 or 4 first names. So.
Dangerous part of being out here right now is the edge of the cliff when you're not roped in. Okay, so as I'm gonna ask you guys to kind of step maybe like past here. Okay, so you can see that we have anchors on these trees up here and they're extended down to these points. Every rope is clipped into more than one piece. We call that redundancy. So if any one thing were to fail, the whole anchor system doesn't fail. Okay. Once we're actually on the rope, we're going to use some kind of a belay device to all the device is doing is it's creating friction on the rope. So as I'm lowering myself down the rope, I don't want to just be holding on and lowering myself down. I can do that with 20 pounds or 40 pounds. All that's doing is when I lean back on this and I pull down here, it's just all these turns in the rope running over that figure 8 against the metal is just creating a lot of friction.
Taking notes, you?
Yep.
Alright, remember get that L. Get that L. Sit down into it. Perfect. Great job. Nice. Real good. Good job. And John's going to be right below you. Alright.
Like torso and leg?
Yeah, so your legs are like if you sat down.
You never know what the BPN team's going to be doing on a Wednesday afternoon, and today we are rappelling with local law enforcement. So we have just part of the BPN team and family. We have 2 rappel ropes set up. We are in an undisclosed location in Austin, Texas, and we're about to jump off some cliffs. So I'm going to use the option of using the rope. Preston's not going to use the rope. Preston's going to jump, and we're going to hope the best for this man. So we'll see what happens.
What's your brake hand behind you? Now reach down, perfect. Now just relax your grip. All right, stop there and there you go. Swing it. Perfect.
This man said Spider-Man.
I'm gonna hop down this one if is the rope open.
Hey, on rope.
Sweet.
So I'm a warm fuzzy guy. That way you can't fall off while we're getting
Cool.
Right here, bud.
Yep.
You want to brake right or left-handed?
I'll break right.
Cool. Here. We're gonna go down this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Now you're good. You good with hooking it up?
Yep. Yeah, it should be good.
On rappel! Oh, you good, brother?
There we go. See you guys on the other side. This is nice. It does, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. Today is a good day. Today is a good day because it is the second day back running after getting back from Leadville 100. So today is August 31st. It is a Tuesday. It is 5:54 a.m. I'm about to go for a nice easy run. Yesterday I did a nice easy 7-mile run. Felt really good. Felt really good to be running again. But my body is feeling not fully recovered, but I'm getting there post 100-mile ultra marathon. I was lucky I had no injuries during the race. I had no blisters on my feet. Only issues really were obviously legs got a little tired, was fatigued. Toes got a little mashed up during the race. And I'd say the biggest issue was I had trouble breathing the last 38 miles, being above 10,000 feet of elevation. The changes in elevation, the altitude, that definitely played a role in my ability to breathe and get a deep breath. But I did a full race recap podcast that I will link below that you guys can check out. It's about an hour long, talking all things Leadville 100. Now we will be releasing the documentary in about a month. It's gonna take about a month for the team to go through all the footage. There's about 30 hours of footage collectively. So it'll take about a month for the team to go through all that footage and edit it and produce the video. And then we will launch that video towards the beginning of October from Leadville 100. But I wanna show you a few new things that I picked up running wise before I hop into this run. One of those is a new watch. So I upgraded to the Garmin Phoenix 6 Pro. And I want to show you new shoes. So this is my second pair of these shoes. And I had the first pair before Leadville, loved them. These are the Asics Nusa Tris. These are a great running shoe in my opinion. And I also picked up a new pair of socks based off your guys' recommendation. So let me show you these. Now during Leadville, I had many people reach out saying, you gotta try these socks. These are called Injinji socks. They are toe socks, and the reason these caught my attention is because the only issues I ever get running with my feet are my toes. Typically always get pretty mashed up, like my toenails. I'm losing like 60% of my toenails right now. And I get blisters sometimes between my toes from rubbing. These are toe socks. So these fit on each toe, and it allows your feet to spread and really grab the ground and prevent some of those issues with your toes rubbing together. So I'm gonna give these a try today for I'm about to do 7 miles. I'll do about 7 miles today and give these a test out. And when I get back, I'll let you know what I think. Seven miles, 58 minutes, 53 seconds, 8:24 minute per mile pace. Review of the socks, the toe socks. Overall, first impressions, they feel really good because I can initially feel, like I can really feel that my toes can spread. My toes can spread and like grab the ground. And I guess I never thought of it with socks, where traditional socks kind of just like enclose your toes and they don't allow your toes to spread. I'll take these shoes off and I'll show you like what they look like. I think just getting used to it is having things between your toes, because I keep feeling like I have like lint or pieces of gravel between my toes. So just gotta get used to that. But overall, first impressions, I like them. I will say between these shoes right here, the Nusa Tris, and the Saucony Endorphin Speeds, those are my two go-to running shoes at the moment. For Leadville, I can't get that. For Leadville, I wore the Speed Goats. Socks are a little sweaty. As you can see, it's like I'm wearing gloves on my feet. Interesting. So the team's working hard to get orders out, and one of the things that we're currently working on, I have a call in the next hour and 12 minutes to discuss this topic, is right now our current facility, we can hold about 750 pallets. In here right now, we have about 650 pallets worth of inventory. So the conversation lately has been, well, do we want to keep leasing warehouse space, or do we want to just buy land and build our own? Right now, we're leaning towards buying land and building our own facility. So we have 3 years left on this lease, which means in the next 12 months, we have to make up our mind and start the land acquisition and contractor building process. So we have a call in a little bit to discuss that topic of buying property, building a few buildings on that property, and with the option of being able to expand and have more space, because it's not a good problem to have, but it is a good problem to have, to be growing but running out of space to hold your inventory. So right now we are working on a bunch of new products. We have our electrolyte product that is launching next month. We have a sleep aid that we are launching here shortly. Collagen, protein. We're working on a fish oil right now and a whole food meal replacement called Bear Food. So we're working on a bunch of new products that we will be launching and releasing in the next 12 to 18 months. And with that being said, we're gonna need more space. Now, speaking of fish oil, we just got some samples in of our fish oil product, which is in this bottle right here. The reason this product is such a big deal is because we've been wanting to do an omega-3 fish oil for years. And we've been searching for the right manufacturer and specifically the right ingredient supplier. Now, our current manufacturers, they don't do soft gels. Soft gels are typically made by manufacturers that just do soft gels. And there are a few specifications that we needed and wanted in a fish oil supplement. One of those was the amount of EPA and DHA. We wanted 600 milligrams of EPA and 300 milligrams of DHA per capsule. That's what's in these capsules, as well as vitamin E and a natural orange flavor. A few other things. We wanted the fish oil to be triglyceride form, wild caught fish. The spec reports needed to meet our standards within the Bayer standard, and it needed a few certifications and accreditations through the ingredient supplier. One of those being IFOS, International Fish Oil Standards Accreditation and Certification, and Friend of the Sea, which is a sustainability certification. And the ingredient supplier we finally found through a network in, through another ingredient supplier that we use. They connected us, we started a conversation, found a manufacturer that can do it for us, and now our fish oil is going to go into production here shortly, and we'll have it in a few months.
2, 1.
About to do a pull workout focused on deadlifts today, and this is the supplement stack around the workout. So what I just consumed about 10 minutes ago was 1 scoop of Endo Pump, 1 scoop of Creapure creatine monohydrate, 1 scoop of Flight. That was the pre-workout stack. Intra-workout supplement is IntraFlight, branch chain amino acids with taurine, citrulline malate, carnitine L-tartrate, all the good stuff. We're gonna mix this up. This is the blackberry lime flavor. We have lemonade, watermelon, blackberry lime. Mix this up. Start with some pull-ups. Go into some heavy-ish deadlifts. So let's go. So one thing I am a firm believer in is heavy weight training, even when training for endurance. I have trained for endurance and have completely eliminated weight training before, and then I've trained for endurance and kept weight training in there. Weight training doesn't have to be hypertrophy. You don't have to be going in for volume. Working up to heavy 1 to 3 rep maxes is great for building power, building strength, being explosive. And for me, deadlifts, barbell squats, bench press are those 3 staple movements that I will always keep in my programming. So here we are, 405, gonna go for 5 reps. After that, we'll see how we feel and then maneuver the weight and reps based off that. A lot of auto regulation. Programming as I'm going based off how I'm feeling, how I'm progressing. So the main strength pieces are done for this workout. Now we're gonna focus on some volume, and I'm gonna show you one of my favorite things to do. This It's a superset between kettlebell swings and hyperextensions on the GHG for lower back. It will just wreck your lower back. So the thing that we're gonna do, we have a 53-pound kettlebell. I'm gonna do 20 kettlebell swings directly into 15 hyperextensions. Rest for about a minute and a half, and then do that 4 times. And you will 100% feel it tomorrow. All right, so here's what's going on. We have about 3 years left on our lease. And after that lease is up, we're gonna be leaving this business park. And we had a very successful call yesterday with the consulting group. We're gonna build our next HQ campus, as we're calling it. It's gonna have multiple buildings. It's gonna have a separate gym, separate offices, separate warehousing, and then the option to build and grow and add our own manufacturing facility onto that property in the future. We're building out a 10-year plan right now with this consulting group. But in the meantime, we need more space. We need more space for inventory. So the business park we're in right now, across the loading docks, I mean, right now the building we're in is maybe 400 meters from our current facility. And these spaces are set up pretty much the same as what we're in. We're not gonna be in this one because this one's only about, I think, 4,500 square feet. The one we're gonna be signing a lease for on January 1st for an additional 10,000 square feet. We don't really need the offices, but we might use them in the future for additional staffing, employees, departments. We just need more space to hold inventory. So January 1st, we'll be signing a lease for 10,000 more square feet, which will increase our total footprint to about 35,000 square feet for the BPN HQ. Lots of moves. So what's going on right now is there's all this space that they're currently sectioning off for tenants to come in and lease the space. What we would have is this line over. All this space is about 10,000 square feet. So what we could do, what we could talk to the landlord about doing is, instead of adding the offices, just put the wall up, leave this the way it is so we have more space for inventory. And if we have to later on, maybe we can add offices. But this is really just a temporary spot that we need to move into to hold pallets. Ideally, I would like to have all of this, which is about 40,000 square feet. But, I mean, there's pros and cons. You come in here, you build it out, we'd sign like another maybe 6-year lease, and that pushes back our build. So strategically, what we need to do is hold where we're at and sign some strategic leases to hold more inventory to give us that buffer for those 3 years to then move into what we build out. So right now we're in this period where we just need to make it work until we get into our permanent spot, which is in the 10-year plan. So growing pains at its finest.